Have you ever felt like someone in your life was only there when it was convenient for them? Like they showed up just in time for favors, attention, or help, but disappeared when you needed them most? Sometimes we ignore the warning signs because we care. We justify, explain, and forgive. But deep down, something feels off. And if you've been questioning whether someone truly values you or is simply using you, this video is for you. Let's talk about 8 subtle but powerful signs that someone might be using you. 1. They only reach out when they need something. You haven't heard from them in days, maybe weeks, and suddenly they text, "Hey, can you help me out real quick?" Sound familiar? A major red flag is when someone consistently shows up only when it benefits them. It could be small things like borrowing money, asking for emotional support, needing a ride, or bigger things like job references or favors. The key pattern? They disappear once their need is fulfilled. There's no, "How have you been?" No, "Thanks for listening." It's a cycle of taking when without giving. If your inbox fills up only when they need something, you're not a friend. You're a resource. 2. They disappear when you need support. Flip the script. When you need help, where are they? Maybe you had a hard day, felt overwhelmed, or just wanted someone to talk to. But suddenly they're too busy. They stop replying, or worse, they say they'll be there and vanish. Real relationships aren't just built on good times. They show their strength during the hard ones. When someone is using you, their care is conditional. They're present when it's easy, but absent when it's real. It might not be loud, but that silence speaks volumes. 3. You feel drained after every interaction. Pay attention to how you feel after spending time with them. Uplifted or emotionally exhausted. People often offload their problems, vent nonstop, or dominate conversations. They treat you like a therapist, dumping everything on you, but never offering emotional support in return. You become their outlet, not their equal. Over time, this imbalance wears you down. You start anticipating stress before even talking to them. That heaviness in your chest, that's your body telling you you're giving too much without getting anything back. 4. They guilt trip you into doing things. When you try to say no, do they make you feel guilty? Do phrases like, "I thought you cared about me," or "No one else is there for me" come up often? Guilt is a subtle but powerful tool manipulators use to control. They make your boundaries feel like betrayals. And before you know it, you're bending over backward just to avoid feeling like the bad guy. But let's be clear, caring for someone should never come with pressure or emotional blackmail. Love is a choice, not an obligation, and you shouldn't feel punished for having limits. 5. Your achievements are met with silence. When something good happens, do they celebrate with you? Or do they change the subject, go silent, or act uninterested? People who use you are more invested in what you do for them than who you are. Your wins don't serve them, so they minimize them. They might even make you feel guilty for your success. Must be nice. I wish I had your luck. Genuine connections celebrate your growth. Users, however, feel threatened or indifferent because your shine reminds them of how little they give in return. 6. They're overly nice when they want something. Ever notice how their kindness turns up only when they need something? Suddenly they're complimenting you more, acting super affectionate, or checking in like they genuinely care, right before they ask for a favor. It feels good in the moment, like maybe they finally see your worth. But once the request is granted, the warmth vanishes. That inconsistency? It's not real care. It's manipulation dressed as charm. 7. You're walking on eggshells around them. Real connections feel safe, but if you find yourself constantly tiptoeing, watching your words, overthinking your tone, or fearing their reaction, you might be in a relationship built on control, not connection. Users create unspoken rules. Don't upset them. Don't say no. Don't disappoint. You end up adjusting who you are to keep the peace. But here's the truth. Love that costs your authenticity isn't love. It's emotional submission. 8. Your intuition keeps whispering something feels off. You can ignore the signs, you can justify the patterns, but your gut doesn't lie. It nudges you with anxiety, restlessness, or a sense of discomfort whenever you're around them. That's not drama. That's your inner wisdom picking up on an emotional imbalance. If something feels off, it usually is. You owe it to yourself to listen. Being used doesn't always feel obvious. It can be masked in affection, shared jokes, or long histories. But love, real love, feels mutual, supportive, safe. You deserve to be chosen for who you are, not for what you provide. And if someone can't see your worth without taking advantage of it, they don't belong in your inner circle. Protect your peace, guard your energy, and remember, you are not selfish for saying no. You're strong for choosing yourself.